The Sun and Moon Chaparral features a two-toned format and painstakingly executed inlays in both sides of the G10 handle. Both inlays are perfect circles and are seamlessly fitted into their respective scales before being sanded smooth and polished. The Chaparral Sun and Moon features slim, linerless construction that keeps its overall weight to a scant 2.3 ounces. At only 0.33 inches thick, its handle also provides support for the knife's sturdy backlock mechanism and is home to a reversible deep pocket wire clip that provides a choice of left or right side tip-up carry. The knife's thin, leaf-shaped blade is full flat ground from CTS XHP stainless steel and has a handsome satin finish. Mirroring the completely symmetrical ergonomics of the handle, the blade features a fully accessible trademark round hole that allows easy one-handed opening with either hand. A vivid reflection of its symbolism of the opposing qualities of yin and yang, it is a knife that is sure to please both collectors and users alike.
It's very simple. I don't like the guard in the knife because for me, I'm a knife user during all of my life. And my favorite fixed blade I'm carrying is two knives. One is the Nickers, is a traditional German hunting knife. And the second is Falcon, is a traditional gaucho knife. If you look at the design of these two knives, is regularly French kitchen knife, but in fact is the name of the design is Mediterranean daggers. Is a single edge knife with a small handle, and you have a big part is steel and no guard. You just put your finger because the blade is wider to the handle. And I'm carrying this during many years. And I'm used and I like it because it don't have a guard. Generally I'm living in the city or in the wood, and anytime I want to draw a knife with the guard catch any part of my clothes. And for me it's no good because doing immune I want to draw very quickly. After I've started to make a knife, I remember this, and during the martial arts training I'm thinking, yeah, the guard is no good. It's bigger, it's very complicated to make a good guard with a good adjustment. And I've started to design the knife with a finger choice. So this design, the Street Bowie, is my classical design because the fingerprint is easy to grab the knife. The handle you have this curve, because if you cut with a knife and you have a straight handle, sometimes the blade is catched by the material, you lose a knife, and I have a bad experience with one camp knife with a straight handle. I've cut myself because the knife turned and go to kiss my hand. And why I like the Bowie blade, because for me it's one of the most utility knife. It's not the only very utility or on purpose design for the blade, but it's one of most common. The Street Bowie is this size, this design, as I've showed to Spyderco, I'm saying 1999, but I've started to produce this design, I'm thinking 5 or 4 years before, and I'm thinking Spyderco is interested by this design because some people are talking about this, and at this time you don't have many fixed blades, and have the chance to saw glazer or to produce this knife, and I'm so happy by the result. Is a light knife, very light. The grain and the steel is very good, the grip is good, the double material for the handle is perfect for me. Many people is afraid because he thinks the tang is too small, no, but in fact I've tested during I'm teaching the unit the capacity of this knife for cutting very different material. There's a stab in many ballistic jackets, and if you don't have a ceramic part or titanium part, 48 layer of Kevlar you push, stop by the handle. Yeah, for me this knife is basically is a knife I'm take if I'm go to for many action. It's one of my favorite knife. Not because I have design, just because it's a good response to what I want.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mike. Thanks a lot.
I got involved with Sal on a casual level at some dinners together through other friends, and we started a cutting contest, and in the course of that, Sal sponsored me for about 2.5 years competing in the cutting contest. And when I retired from the cutting circuit, Sal asked me to design a rough use utility folder with the same steel that I used on my competition knife. And at that time, M4 steel was brand new to the market. It's the only knife I ever designed from a purely utilitarian viewpoint. I made no concessions to any artistic embellishments. Every surface and every feature of the knife was strictly utilitarian. The grip is big and the finger grooves are undefined, and that's for guys that wear gloves. The finger choil and the tip, the length of the blade was determined by being able to use the tip in a fine cut and support it and control it. The handle, as opposed to the blade is a little short by most people's standard, but there again, it was for a guy with a glove on, and the blade length was relative to how much I felt you could use comfortably. The one thing that's been mentioned on the forums is the blade is dropped down from the handle, and that is for a reason to engage the blade in your work. If you hold the knife in a push cut and that blade is straight and you're making a heavy cut, you can see the way I'm holding it, that blade is angled down, and that will keep the blade engaged in your work in a heavy cut, even if your wrist gives a little bit. And one of the other things they ask about is why, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, why are the liners proud to the grip? And there was 3 reasons for that. One is this knife was not going to be contoured. So that gives you a contour around belly and around spine without having to hand contour it. It's also a concession to manufacturing. When they cut the scales and the frame, they don't have to match perfect. And then the third reason was, I think it just kind of looks cool. The lock does not have the typical release to release the liner lock. And the reason I did that, I have no trouble. My wife is my test person. If she can open and close them, most anybody can. But I wanted to do that where if you're holding the knife in a real powerful cutter, you're using it in a heavy-duty situation, you can't twist the blade and disconnect the lock. It's not a combat knife. It's designed for a work knife. It's not one to sit and just casually flip. The carbon fiber scales were done to try to shed some weight. It's got heavy liners. They're 80 thousandths thick. So to shed some of the weight, we used carbon fiber, but it is textured where you have grip. It has some jimpling on the thumb area. The pocket clip, like most of Spyderco knives, is up or down, carry, left or right. You can go to any one of the four corners. The blade steel is M4 blade steel, and it is not a stainless. It is a very high vanadium content carbon steel, but it was the toughest and best edge holding steel that we could come up with for the competition knives. And that's why the steel was used. And then it's got a lot of belly in the blade from one end to the other, so you can use it for a hunter. I've got several friends that use them for folding hunters. That's about the story on it.
The late Bob Lum was an incredibly skilled knife maker with a remarkable talent for translating traditional Asian tools and weapons into modern form. One of his rarest custom designs, the Darn Dao, was inspired by the legendary single-knife broadsword of the classical Chinese martial arts. The Spyderco Darn Dao is a limited flash batch of 1,200 pieces and faithfully translates every detail of Bob Lum's design. Its satin-finished blade is full flat ground from thick CPM 154 stainless steel. For maximum strength and a deft balance, the gracefully curved blade has a tapered full tang that is flanked by contoured black G10 scales. Like its historical inspiration, the Darn Dao's handle flares at the pommel to ensure a positive grip during high-speed manipulation. It also features a generously sized lined hole for the easy attachment of a lanyard and a modern integral double guard, as well as a handsome leather sheath with an integral loop for belt carry. In 1990, Spyderco shook things up by introducing two knives, the Delica and Endura. They settled as our top two bestsellers, and their improvement hasn't slowed since. We've always taken great pride in our efforts to push the envelope of performance by offering exotic blade steels in our knives. With that spirit in mind, we are proud to offer the Endura 4 Lightweight with a blade crafted from K390. K390 MicroClean is a state-of-the-art cold work tool steel produced by the particle metallurgy process. Its advanced alloy mix was specifically developed to provide the extreme wear resistance and high compressive strength needed in industrial cutting, blanking, and punching operations. Despite its toughness, its exceptionally fine homogeneous microstructure also makes it readily machinable and easy to heat treat. Collectively, these qualities make K390 an outstanding blade material for true steel connoisseurs.
The Sabre-Ground Delica 4 Lightweight is a compact, extremely versatile folding knife ideal for everyday carry. Its VG10 stainless steel blade is sabre-ground for strength and available in a choice of plain edge, combination edge, or spider edge configurations. The blade is supported by a sturdy backlock mechanism that is housed in a handle constructed with skeletonized stainless steel liners and black fiberglass reinforced nylon scales. The injection molded scales feature bidirectional texturing for a non-slip grip and support a 4-position pocket clip that allows tip-up or tip-down carry on both sides of the body. This knife's fully accessible trademark round hole and symmetrical design make one-handed operation completely ambidextrous.
Spyderco's original Salt 2 model combined the highly refined handle ergonomics and multiple carry options of the best-selling Delica 4 platform with ultra-corrosion-resistant materials. This all-new version of the Salt 2 raises the bar even higher with the addition of LC200N martensitic blade steel and a low-friction, full-flat grind. Available with a choice of a plain edge or fully serrated spider edge, and also available in a Wharncliffe style blade, This remarkable knife proudly shares all the other proven features of the Salt II, including a sturdy backlock mechanism, a bidirectional textured fiberglass reinforced nylon handle, and a 4-position titanium pocket clip. Like our other LC200N lightweight Salts, this knife also showcases a highly visible green handle color. Released in 1994, the original Dragonfly was a proud member of Spyderco's groundbreaking family of lightweight folding knives, which pioneered the use of fiberglass reinforced nylon handles with molded integral pocket clips. Like all the knives of that generation, the Dragonfly featured a sturdy mid-backlock mechanism, and its clip catered to the 90% right-handed majority by providing right-side tip-up carry only. Its leaf-shaped blade was hollow ground from Gen 1 G2 stainless steel and featured a fully accessible trademark round hole that allowed swift one-handed opening with either hand. In 1996, the Dragonfly design was overhauled to incorporate a number of enhancements, including relocating the blade's opening hole for better leverage and lengthening the thumb ramp. Other changes to the blade included replacing the original steel with AUS 8, switching the grind from hollow to full flat, and adding a beveled cusp to the spine of the blade. Additionally, the base of the integral clip was extended all the way to the butt end, and the handle ergonomics were fine-tuned to provide a more secure grip. In 1997, we introduced the stainless steel-handled Dragonfly, which had the distinction of bearing the experimental designation CX05 for a brief period before sharing the C28 model number of its lightweight counterpart. Its full flat ground blade reverted to the Gen 1 G2 steel, and it became the first stainless-handled Spyderco model to feature a tip-up carry clip. In 1998, the stainless Dragonfly's steel was switched to ATS 55. In 2001, the blades of both versions were lengthened slightly, and in 2004, buoy dents were added to the lock releases of both models. In 2008, blade steel of the stainless version was updated to the current VG10, and in 2009, a tattoo stainless model was introduced featuring a multicolored graphic on the handle. During this period, in addition to these full production Dragonflies, Spyderco also began exploring limited edition and sprint run expressions of the design, including a variant with carbon fiber scales and one with a white FRN handle. By 2009, many other Spyderco models had already begun incorporating reversible pocket clips to accommodate left-handed users. To catch up to that trend, we introduced a version of the Dragonfly design with foliage green, heel-ply G10 handle scales, and a reversible wire clip. Together with the other symmetrical features of the design, it made the knife's carry and operation completely ambidextrous. It also paved the way for a second generation of the lightweight Dragonfly, the Dragonfly 2. Released in late 2010, the Dragonfly 2 faithfully retained all the key features of the original lightweight model, but added the benefits of the reversible deep pocket wire clip and enhanced non-slip texturing. While the first generation lightweight had a volcano grip texture pattern only on the obverse side of the handle, the Dragonfly 2's one-piece FRN handle features a high-traction bidirectional texture pattern on both sides. This enhanced texture complements the design's exceptional ergonomics to guarantee a secure grip even in extreme conditions. As its popularity skyrocketed, it also fueled many other variations. The Dragonfly 2 joined our Elite Salt series, where it was rendered in ultra-corrosion-resistant H1 steel, high-visibility yellow handles, and even a fully serrated hawkbill blade profile. Steel aficionados were treated to an elite production version with a ZDP 189 blade and a variety of exclusives boasting exotic steels. In addition to the standard leaf-shaped blade and the hawkbill Salt, the Dragonfly 2 also evolved to incorporate a straight-edged Wharncliffe-style blade and a saber ground blade with an Emerson opener on the spine for high-speed deployment. Dragonfly 2 exclusives have been produced in a wide range of colors, and both full production and limited edition versions have been made with Zome handles, a painstaking brush dyeing process that makes every knife an individual work of art. The Dragonfly is a truly remarkable folding knife that offers an exceptional balance of convenience and full-service cutting performance. Its compact size makes it both socially and legally friendly, and one of the few serious cutting tools that will fit in the shallow pockets of most women's wardrobe. Its tremendous popularity has inspired one of the most diverse families of knives in the Spyderco product line, and it will no doubt continue to evolve for many years to come. The Atlantic Salt is a time-tested favorite among savvy mariners who appreciate its versatile combination of a blunt-tipped sheepfoot blade, a 50-50 index finger choil, an integral shackle key, and ultra-corrosion-resistant materials. The The newest version of this popular model raises the bar even higher with a blade crafted from LC200N, a nitrogen-enriched martensitic steel that is also fearlessly corrosion-resistant, yet offers enhanced edge retention, especially in its plain edge format. Also available in an aggressive spider edge configuration, its blade is full flat ground for low friction cutting performance and is supported by a sturdy backlock mechanism. The lightweight handle is injection molded in the distinctive green color of the LC200N series and is home to a reversible pocket clip that provides ambidextrous tip-up carry. Originally conceived as a more compact expression of the iconic Spyderco military model, the paramilitary set a high standard in everyday carry cutting tools. The second generation Paramilitary 2 raised that bar even higher to become one of the most successful Spyderco knives ever. Its worldwide popularity has also made it a natural canvas for dozens of different variations, including an array of exclusives and sprint runs featuring different blade steels, blade shapes, handle materials, and other distinctive features. A true classic among both collectors and serious end users, the Paramilitary 2 is in a class by itself.